Queen City Tune-Up Finals recap, we have University of North Carolina versus Chicago, and honestly, it's UNC versus Chicago, and also Ultiworld versus Umbrellas. Chicago opens the game up on offense, but UNC comes in a transition zone right away, so they get the game's first big play, a run-through block. Freed wastes no time and launches a gorgeous hammer, and UNC strikes early with the first break of the game. But Chicago answers right back, and Xander Wilcox uncorks a big forehand to the deep space for their first hold. We're tied at 1-1, and things are settling in. After a clean hold for UNC, Chicago gets a highlight toe-in from Ben Brink off of an OI flick from Max Devine. At least we think it was a toe-in. The Umbrellas were already starting to make their presence felt, so we had to trust the observers on this one. Chicago has a chance, but a bobble on the scoring pass gives UNC another break opportunity. Freed's reset floats a little too far, so Chicago ends up surviving, and they go into a UNC-esque 2v2 game to hold. But things then start to tilt UNC's way. Nightingale then takes over. He reels one in, and then follows it up with another score. After a pop Chicago throw, that's 2 in a row. UNC breaks for the second time, and they go up 5-3. Chicago keeps pace behind Devine, who drops another dime to Ben Brink for his second deep strike of the game, but UNC's defense keeps creating pressure. Carnow gets an easy run-through block, Gertz is able to convert again, and just like that, UNC's third break puts them up 7-4. But Chicago refuses to let it slip away. After a messy physical point with turns on both sides and a timeout mixed in, somewhere behind an umbrella, a hold happens to keep Chicago within 2. Chicago then makes a push. Wilcox fires a beautiful forehand to the break side. To who? We may never know. My sources say Tom DePore. Chicago gets their first break and pulls within 1. UNC then steadies with Barcelos punching in a nice hold after a give and go. UNC takes half 8-6. Out of halftime, UNC starts to create separation. Freed connects with Nightingale again out of the break. That duo is cooking all game. After a defensive stand and then another break, Chicago answers with a precise forehand from Joe Sifakis to Ben Brink to stay within striking distance, but UNC keeps stacking pressure. Barcelos then scores on a big upline cut and lets the defender know that he felt that contact. The observer also let them know too with a yellow card, and that stretches the lead to 11-7. UNC smells the finish line. After another Chicago turnover, they convert a bit of a chaotic point to get within 1 of the title. But Chicago has one last push. Wilcox throws another crisp deep shot and his third assist of the game, this one to Gavin Kelly, and they hold to stay alive. Final point. UNC's defense and depth made the difference. Singleton finds Bush in the end zone, and that's the dagger. UNC takes it, and just like that, they're your Queen City Tune-Up champions.